I spoke with another landowner and I heard yet something else very concerning.
Yes, do tell, Alex. I'm sure you are going to share things that are in no way questionable or vague or potentially misleading. So let's hear it.
This person has been approached personally by Big Solar to sell their farm for $1,500 an acre.
Here she's responding to basically a straw man argument where people say, well, if the farm's not really being used anyway, or if they're about to retire, like, why not sell the farm off for solar? And she's saying, no, this person does have an active working farm. They're not about to retire, which I don't know of people that have relied on that argument to justify solar farms. And then she says being pressured to sell their farm for $1,500 an acre. Now, when you say things like sell, in the context of solar development, you need to be more specific than that. $1,500 an acre to sell so that the solar developer now owns it. That is a pittance and an insult. But I expect that that's not what was being offered. Usually, solar developers offer to lease land like this for probably $1,500 an acre per year. That's very, very different from selling the land outright for $1,500 per acre. And I hope you actually looked up details on that, unlike most of your other videos.
It is so rich with history from the Revolutionary War that this property and a lot of properties near mine have structures on them from the 1700s. Big Solar wants to come in, mow that right down into the earth.
I don't even think I'm going to look that one up because that one sounds so far-fetched. She's suggesting that solar developers are going to come in and raise any historical structures in that area in order to slap their solar panels on there. She is right that any crops that are there probably will get seeded with grass, maybe if they're being, especially thoughtful, responsible, like a wild mix of native plants. Like that does happen. Sometimes that doesn't happen, and that's something that's worth fighting for. But suggesting that they're going to raise the historical structures, do you have any idea how much regulatory shit goes down with raising historical structures?
If these property owners told me they were seeking out the solar companies, I would say, fine, that is their right to do. They are being pressured quite literally in the dead of the night.
Are farmers really getting calls in the middle of the night from people and getting pressured? The fact that Alex is not talking about any of the pressure tactics that she is saying that these farmers are being persecuted by makes me suspicious that it's just people reaching out and saying, hey, we want to buy your land over and over again. There are pressure tactics that I would imagine could be used for this sort of a situation that I'm sure are like downright evil. She's mentioning none of that. The most that I've gotten from her is middle of the night. Okay, what is that? Put your phone on Do Not Disturb. Okay, they're pieces of shit, but that's hardly terrible.